Hello. All right. So basically, I'm going to give you a little extension on variables. So what else you could actually use it for? Okay. So let's go ahead and start off our program again. So let's say we put a green flag event block. So when the green flag is clicked, right? Okay. So um, let's go ahead and put him somewhere. Let's put him somewhere. Let's go ahead and say every time the green flag is clicked, then we're going to go to the coordinates negative 190 and negative 120. So negative 190 and negative 120. All right, so when we click that green flag, he goes back there. All right, okay, so I want to show you something that's kind of neat. So we can create another variable. So this variable is so actually sorry, my bad. So we gotta make it, and then oh, I just realized something. I forgot to tell you the purpose of this program. So the purpose of this program is basically to create a program that changes and sets a variable. So I'm going to show you the difference between changing and setting a variable. Oh, I almost forgot that. I apologize. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to label this variable speed. Label this variable speed. I'm just going to get rid of that checkbox for now. And actually, I'll show you that later. I'll show you an example later where you might want to leave that there. Okay, so let's say we have here and we want to use that variable speed. Okay, so we're going to set our speed equal to something. So let's say we set it equal to like 100 or something. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to move a certain amount of steps this way. Okay, so let's say we want to use that variable speed, which is equal to 100. So what this means is if we put speed right in here, it doesn't look like it's gonna fit, but oh, it fits. Yep. So what that it means is that it's going to move. The sprite is going to move 100 steps. So let's go ahead and try it. So, booyah! All right, so it moves 100 steps. So the interesting thing about this is if I press the green flag again, it won't go back to the original position as you see. Yep, it won't go back to that original position. So, and the reason why is because you cannot see it. So what we can do to see it is we can go to our control block and we can add some wait time. It's good to add some wait time into here. So we can put it maybe right here and see if that works. So it goes 19, negative 19, boom! There we go. Starts at negative 190, comma negative 120, and then it goes 100 steps forward. Wonderful. Okay, so next what we want to do is we can actually change the amount of steps or change its speed in general. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's the main goal of today. I forgot to tell you that. Oh, and don't forget to press this orange share button. Make sure you press the orange share button. Make sure your project is public so I can see it. Okay, so what you can do is we can actually change the speed. So if I go to variables here, I can change it. So let's say I change this. So I change speed. If I change the speed by, let's see, if I go negative 52, if you're wondering, and let's say what we're doing is if I put under here, if I put move and then speed steps or something. Okay, so what this means if you're wondering is, so the sprite is going to move 100 steps. If we change the speed by negative 52, that means we're going 100 minus 52, and that means he's only going to move 48 steps forward. Okay, so let's try it. Let's see. Yeah, so, oh, that's right, I forgot something. So you cannot see in between here, so let's add some wait time. So we add some wait time here. You're gonna see it move in like two separate intervals, I believe. 100 and then 48. Wonderful. So this second interval looked a little bit shorter than the first one. All right. So let's go ahead and play around with this more. So let's go ahead and change speed again. So let's change our variable speed by like negative 20. Okay, and again, what we're doing is we're moving the amount of speed steps. Yeah. Now, again, you might see a pattern here is in order to see it, we need to wait a certain amount of seconds. So what we're doing is 100 minus 52, 48, 48 minus 20. So it's going to move 28 steps. So let's see. So 148, good. And then 28. So he is moving just a little bit slow. Wonderful. Okay, so what we can do again is we can go ahead and add another variable. So let's say instead of making a negative change, make it a positive change. We go 100 steps forward, and then we go again. So we're going to move a certain amount of steps based on our current speed, right? So that's going to be 28, and then 28 plus 100, 128. All right, so let's go ahead and add some wait time so you kind of see how this works. All right, so let's go ahead, press the green flag. So should move, wait, hold on. So I'm gonna stop. Should move in 4 different intervals. So 100, 48, 28, 128. All right, I think that works. All right, so just so you can kind of check. So I'll just put some comments here. I'll put some comments here just so you guys can kind of see it. So what this means is we're moving 100 steps, right? Setting speed to 100, so we're moving 100 steps. When we get to here, we're changing speed by negative 52. So that means we're going 100 minus 52. That means we're only going 48 steps. Come down here, change speed by negative 20, 48 minus 20, going 28 steps. And the last one right here. So 28 plus 100, so going 128 steps total. So if our math is correct, all right, so what this should come out to is, so if we look at our x value, so we start at negative 190. So if I do some math here, if we do negative 90, negative 190 plus 100 plus 48 plus 28 plus 128, that means our x value is going to be 114. So let's see. I'm going to press that green flag here. All right. And let's look particularly at this number. Boom! So like I said earlier, we get x equals 114. So he ends up at 114, comma, negative 120. All right. So that just shows you how you can change a variable or set a variable, basically. So that's just a basic example how you would do speed. I will show you a different example, and this example actually shows you something else, like maybe like a video game of some sort, a basic video game. All right, bye. Hello. All right, so in this video, basically this is just a continuation. So I'm just going to show you how to create a program that changes and sets a variable. So let's do something a little interesting. Let's say we just create our very basic video game, I guess. Like something not amazing, but it is what it is. Yeah. So let's go ahead and try that. So I see. I'm gonna play around with some of these things. So I see somebody playing around with it in your programs, which is wonderful. And oh, that reminds me. Orange button. Make sure you press that so it's shared and the project is public. Okay. So what we want to do is, what I want to show you is how to change the background. You see the background here. So as you notice here, there's sprites here that go here. And actually, if I press this stage here, so watch this carefully. So sprites can change costumes, right? But then if I press the stage here, what this is going to change is to the backdrop. So I'm going to go ahead and click stage. And whoa, look at that. The word changed to backdrop. Just change the backdrop. All right. So what we can do is we can go ahead and add a backdrop. Let's go ahead and choose a backdrop. I like this blue sky. Let's use this blue sky. Let's delete our original one. Let's get rid of it. All right. And let's say we start off with something like that. All right, so there's our sprite. Now, let's say we want to, again, we always start off with a green flag. So we'll start off with that. Okay, so what we want to do is, so we have our backdrop here. Okay, so we're going to switch our backdrop to the blue sky. So every time we click the green flag, it's always going to go back to this screen. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to put the cat back in the same position we had him earlier. It was like negative 190, negative 190, and negative 120. Yep, negative 190, negative 120. All right, and let's go ahead and just try that. There we go. So it's going to be back there. Okay, so what we want to do is, I see somebody playing around with this. I kind of like this. So you guys gave me that idea, so I'm just gonna throw it in here. So you can also use this glide, this motion block for glide. So like what you can do is, so we're at negative 90 comma negative 120. That means way over here is probably positive 190 and negative 120. So if I go ahead and just click the green flag, woo, it goes. I can change the number of seconds here. I can change it to like 0.5 seconds. He's going faster. I can change it to like 0.1. Look at that. Look at that. Woo! He's going so fast. Yeah. Okay, I'm having way too much fun. I'm sorry, it's so late at night. But anyway, all right. So what we can do, if you're wondering, is we can let's change it back to like 1 second, so you can actually see the cat move. You can actually see the cat move. Okay, so what we can do with this is so I guess in your basic video game, right? This looks nice. It's a blue sky, right? Let's say it's our first level, level 1. So that might be a good thing for us to use as a variable if you're wondering, right? So what we have is we can create a variable, make a variable. Let's call it level. Let's call it level. All right. So what we can do here is every time we press that green flag, we can set this level to something. We won't leave it at level 0, and because, well, usually don't start at level 0. Well, unless you're my Algebra 2 class. I guess we start at unit 0, except the Algebra 2 class last year. We just went through HMH. But yeah, the Algebra 2 class this year, we start at unit 0. Anyway, that's way off topic. But yeah, so yeah, we can set this to 1. And then if we press the green flag, so level 1. And if you look here, if you think about your typical video game, maybe a typical video game, actually not all of them, but maybe it's like, oh, you want to get from one end to the other end, right? And then when you get here, right, that might think like, oh, well, we might want to go to the next level, right? So what we can do here is we can actually before we do that, I better put some wait time in here. Put some wait time. Wait time is good. Yeah. So if I press the green flag, and then yeah, so he waits for 1 second and then he glides there. Okay. What we can also do is we can add another backdrop. Okay. So again, what I showed you earlier is if you want to add more backdrops, what you can do is you can go to the stage here. So this here, if I click it, and then the backdrop option comes up right here. So if I click backdrops, I can add another backdrop. Let's go and add another backdrop. Let's see. I like this boardwalk. All right. Let's go ahead and add that boardwalk. All right. So we just, wait, what am I talking about? I just did. Okay. But anyway, so what we can do here is we can go back to the sprite. So, okay, back to the sprite. Okay. So what we can do, if you're wondering, so we have two backdrops, right? In this stage here, we have two different backdrops. So we can go to looks. And when we go to looks here, and basically what we can do is we can, if we say next backdrop, it goes from the first one, it goes from the blue sky, and then it goes to this one. So this would be the boardwalk. Okay. Now, if we go to the next backdrop, you see the cat is here, right? So if the cat's here and you want to say, well, maybe this is level 2, right? If this is level 2, then it might be a good idea if we put this, we make the cat go back to those coordinates, so negative 190 and negative 120. So yeah, and again, what we see here is we can go ahead and look at this. We're not at level 1 anymore. We're at level 2. We're leveling up. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. All right, so we're going to change the level. So as you see here, we set the level every time we press the green flag. We start at level 1. But if we use this change block, we're going to change the level by 1. So let's see what happens when we press the green flag. Blue sky. Boom! Now he's at level 2. Isn't that so cool? All right, so let's go ahead and let's see a pattern. If you see a little pattern here, what we can do is we want to glide again all the way to the other side, right? We want to glide 1 second to that coordinate. We can add some wait time in there just so he has some time to stay at level 2 before he runs all the way across the screen. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then what we can do is we can create another backdrop, right? So again, just to show you another backdrop, I can go to the stage right here. Stage right here. Go click here, backdrop, and then we can click a new stage. Let's see, what can we go with? Let's go with the desert. All right, so he's in the desert. These are the 3 different backdrops that we have. So if we go back to our code, here, and we go to the purple tab here, the looks, basically we can go to the next backdrop. There's a couple ways to do this if you're wondering. So you could use switch backdrop, and you could just, in this one, you could, over there, you could just put like switch backdrop to boardwalk and then put switch backdrop to desert. But if you just do next backdrop, it'll just take the third one that you have. If you're wondering. Okay. And then what we need to do is we need to get this guy again. He's supposed to be in the front, but he needs to come back. He needs to come back to his place, his starting place, right? There we go. And then we need to change the level. We need to change the level here. We're not at level 2. We are at level 3. We are leveling up. All right. So let's see what happens if we press the green flag. Blue sky, boardwalk, and desert. Woohoo! All right. Let me know if you have any questions. So far, I'm going to cut the video short, and I'm going to continue in the next video. Hello. All right. So the purpose of this video is again just to show you how to create a program that changes and sets a variable. All right, so in this awesome little video game type setting that we are creating, so what we can do is, well, in video games, it might be good, like if this was like, like if we're playing Pac-Man or something, you'd see like a little cumulative score that kind of shows you your progress, right? So what if we wanted to do something like that, right? So like I said earlier, a cumulative little score, we can create a variable for that. Oh yeah. All right. So let's call our new variable score. Okay. So what we have there, and boom, as you see there, we have score. So what we can do, if you're wondering, is we can actually just put this here. So we're gonna change this. So we're gonna set our score to 0 because every time we press the green flag, we're starting at level 1. We are starting at level 1 and our score is going to be 0. Okay. And let's say we get to level 2, and let's say if we do get to level 2, we can change our score. We can change our score by maybe 50 points. Maybe you get 50 points for getting to level 2. And then here, if you wanted to, you could actually put this here, change score by 100. If you get to level 3, you get to the desert. Yeah, desert. All right, let's see if this works. All right, green flag, level 1. You get 50 points. And you get 100 on top of that. All right, so that means the cat right now has 150 points at level 3. All right, so that basically shows you how you can also manipulate this as well. Okay, so um, yeah, so you might look at this again and you might just think like, whoa, 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 what just happened, right? So you can go ahead and add a comment here if you want. So um, it's always good practice. I should have put this over here actually. But it's always good practice to reset your values when the green flag is pressed. So that's what we're doing. That's a difference if you're wondering between changing variables and setting variables, right? So what we're doing at the beginning here is we're setting variables. We're restarting it every time we pass the green flag. We're starting it at level 1, and our score originally starts at 0, right? And then what we can do is if we go all the way down here, so yeah, so this change level here, if I were to add a comment, right? So basically what this does is this increases, well, I can't spell, increases the value of the variable level by 1. Whoa, Eve, all right. Yeah. Increase the value of the variable level by 1. And setting it to a value 1 higher than it was before. Yep. And if you're wondering the other one, right, so increases the value of the variable score by 50. Setting it to a value 50 higher than it was before. Yep. So yeah, something like that. That is how you would create a comment and make that a little bigger. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's the difference between setting and changing variables, if you're wondering. So basically, I would say that if you are trying to set the value relative to what it is already, you should use maybe a change block. So that would be an example like adding $5 to a bank account. You start at something and you're adding like $5 to a bank account. Yep. Or in this case, we're leveling up, right? But then in the case that if you're trying to set a value to a totally new unrelated value, then you might want to use a set block. So set block could even be used at the end in special cases, too. Not always at the top, but yeah, in this case we just put it at the top because we're reset when we every time we want to reset the game. Usually, we want to start all the way at the beginning. Yeah. So, if you're wondering, the goal for this program is that your assignment, if you're wondering. So I want you to create at least 2 variables. In this particular example, level and score are the variables. I want you to change the value of any variable at least once. So change the value of any variable at least once. And then I also want you to set the value of any variable at least once. So changing and set, make sure you do both. And add at least 1 comment into your program. All right. It is 12:47 a.m. I can't believe I'm still up. And I can't believe I was literally recording for almost an hour. And what happened was I didn't realize that my mic was off. Woohoo! Good times. All right. Take care, and I'll see you later. Let me know if you have any questions, anything. Okay, bye.